This is Coach Bronner, and this is the morning of December 23rd. It's very early in the morning. I usually am up around 5 o'clock for my morning prayer and meditation. And I just took I started on December 21st around sundown. I started my first dose of the cleaner, and then on the 22nd, the morning and the evening, second and third dose, and today is the 23rd, so it's my fourth dose of the cleaner. Now, full disclosure, the company that manufactures the cleaner, HealQuick.com, well, that's my company. So I'll tell you a lot of people even two things I want to tell you. Number one, yeah, the cleaner is made by my company, myself and my younger brother James. We own the company. And also, for those of you who don't know who follow Coach Bronner, I'm also the senior pastor of a church. On Coach Bronner, I really don't deal with religious stuff. I just deal with practical, everyday things that help you get through life better. And you follow me on a lot of my adventures as I travel around the world. But I'm actually senior pastor of a church. So as I go through the preparation and the process of this 40-day fast, I'm going to tell you a lot of things that are a little bit different than I normally talk about because this is a really it's a God ordained and spoken journey that I would not have done on my own. Trust me, 40 days of just water, that's not something I would have done on my own. So I'm gonna, as time and the days progress, I'm gonna tell you why I did this, some of the criteria that's involving the journey. And it's not something that I recommend for the vast majority of people because a 40-day fast is just, and I think you're going to see it as I progress. It's just not easy, but it is transformational. I remember Dick Gregory, and I used to follow Dick Gregory. When he passed away, his family even called me and said, Mr. Bronner, we'd like for you to speak at our father's funeral. And so I actually flew there. Had about 8,000 people at the funeral, and I was one of the speakers at Dick Gregory's funeral because I was one of his biggest admirers and supporters. So I remember Dick Gregory saying this. He said, there's nothing that a 40-day fast won't cure. And he's probably right. But you got to be able to survive the 40-day fast because, to be perfectly honest, a 40-day fast can kill you if you don't do it right, if you don't do it properly, and if you're not in condition to even do the fast. So I don't recommend this without medical supervision for anybody. So if you're watching me, do not try a 40-day water fast without medical supervision. You need some doctors watching, monitoring you because it can kill you. I know you asked, well, Coach Brown, are you going to have? Nope, I'm not because God told me to do this. So I'm not worried about it. And he said, don't break the fast no matter what happens. So there's a very strong possibility that it may be some serious stuff that happens, but no matter what happens, as a matter of fact, I preached a sermon on that called No Matter What Happens. And you can go to brothersoftheword.com. That's our ministry website. You can actually listen to the sermon no matter what happens. And yeah, so no matter what happens, I'm not going to break this fast. So it is December 23rd. Today, I'll actually begin the water fast at sundown on December 31st, which is my 69th birthday. I'll turn 69 on December 31st. Yes, I was born on New Year's Eve. And yeah, that's when I'm going to actually start with nothing but water for 40 days. But today is my fourth dose of the cleaner. And even though I work for and co-own the company, I normally don't take the cleaner because I'm usually very, very healthy. I eat real clean. I have regular bowel movements, but I gotta admit, this stuff good. I hadn't taken it in years. It really works, and I see why it's the number one selling detox in health food stores because it's gentle, but it's thorough. And when you start taking it, that stuff, it clean you out. It's not just that it cleans you out. There's so many herbs in it, and when you can go on the line online at either healquick.com or thecleaner.com, And you can kind of read through some of the ingredients and you see all of the herbs that are there. It's a fully natural formula. That stuff works and you kind of feel it just pulling stuff out of you. So it makes a difference, particularly if you're going to do a longer level fast to get as much bulk stuff out of you as possible. So I'm diet is really clean. Except for the last 3 days, I'm not going to eat anything but apples. And I'll tell you why I'm going to do that later. So follow along with me. It's December 23rd. This is the I've got now well, basically, I've got about another 8 days before I begin the full water fast. So minus 8 days. I'm T minus eight. Countdown. Here we go, people. Join me on the journey. It's Coach Bronner, or some people call me Pastor Bronner. I'll see you tomorrow.